Andrew, you're making it pay. Your long marijuana stocks and cannabis came to life day before yesterday as, DEA reclassified it. So that's your long-term hold for the trading championship, right?
Yep. Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Dale? Good
Good,
morning.
Andrew. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Yeah, cannabis has
Okay.
been on my radar all year, and it has been a theme that I've been trading in and out of. Right now, I am holding a position, and I ended up entering or re-entering this space. I got super lucky with this, and I re-entered it literally a day before that announcement. I've been looking for that rescheduling of cannabis from the Schedule 1 drug to a potential Schedule 3 drug. We ended up getting a fantastic reaction a couple of days ago. I can share my screen if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead. It gave a lot of it back. It was almost like a classic buy the rumor, sell the fact.
Exactly. Yes, let's see.
So we'll see if it follows through. Yeah, look at that. Okay.
Yeah, so this reaction was fantastic, and I was looking for a potential follow through, and I was actually considering doubling up on my position. But then, as you mentioned yesterday, we gave a whole lot back. And for me, like, if there's a little bit of a give back after like a 25% move, to me, that's not really a big deal at all. But this is a really big give back. And as you can see, this is our monthly value area. And we actually dipped all the way back inside of it. And the volume on that move wasn't quite as big as the volume
Uh,
the prior day,
yeah.
but it's still pretty up there. So to be honest, like my cost basis for this current trade that I'm in, it is, around like nine, I believe it was like 911 or somewhere around there. If we get back down to my cost basis, that's where I would actually exit the trade because while I'm bullish on the space, I think it's going higher over time. That's not a good reaction to the
Yeah.
catalyst. So that's
Price
like a
is king, no matter what you think. Price
yeah,
is
so
king.
that's a curveball for sure. So we'll see how it does today. Luckily, I didn't chase it at the highs. I've been trading this theme throughout the year. But yeah, that's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, wow, that's trading.
Yeah. Okay. Did you participate in we talked a little bit about miners last time.
Oh my gosh, Dale, you spelled it out to a T. I did not participate in the miners move, but that was pretty bonkers. Is that one of your like big holdings?
That was.
Okay, did you piece out of it a little bit?
Yeah. I'm looking for a break to buy still for the next wave.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
like
one,
I like your 30 area
yeah, the 30
to be a
area.
buyer. Yeah, where you have downside monthly VPOC in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this group really got going, and it's kind of crazy how like the move in gold happened and the miners were lagging behind for a
Yeah,
little bit. And then they had
a
this
long time.
really explosive moves. That was fantastic. For me, like I think one of the good areas to potentially jump on that trend, like even if you missed, this initial move coming out, I think this consolidation area here was a pretty good spot. But yeah, as you mentioned, like as we get, to like an even bigger extension, it gets really tough to jump aboard the trend. So for me, like if I miss a trend, I'm pretty good with not chasing this stuff. So yeah, I probably would be interested at the same level as you mentioned if we end up getting that pullback down here.
Yeah, 3050 to 2950 is my zone.
Hmm.
At 61.8, between 50% and 61.8
For sure. Yeah, one group
with
that I'm trading, this is my biggest position right now, actually, is Alibaba. And this group
oh yeah.
appears to be going this morning. So let me see. Let me know if
Yeah,
you
that's
can
a
see this.
contrarian trade buying China.
Yeah, can you see my chart
Yeah,
over here, the white one?
yeah, that looks pretty good. Is
Yeah,
that
so
today's candle?
this is pre-market trading here, the plus
Okay.
2.88%.
Yeah.
But what I like about some of these Chinese names is like what I noticed with a lot of the US companies, like let's say, for example, like Tesla, This
Yeah,
one, it's doing a little bit better, but overall, it's had sort of like a rough go this year.
yeah,
With
yeah,
Tesla and like some of these other names, the expectations that are built in, like in Microsoft as well,
yeah,
the expectations now are really high because these names have rallied for like a year plus on the AI theme.
yeah,
Obviously, like they're fantastic companies, all that good stuff. But investors, they're long these names. And like you can see, forward PE ratio for Microsoft is around a 30. And that's after this dip off the highs. With a company like Alibaba, which is the one that I'm using to express this trade, the valuation on this one, the forward PE is 9.46.
yeah,
And what is so crazy about this is if you look at the cash that they're holding, the cash per share, they have almost $40 of cash on hand per share, and the stock is only at 77.68. So like I look at cash almost as call options because companies, they can use that cash for whatever. And Alibaba, they're weaponizing their cash. They're using it for really significant share buybacks, which
okay,
artificially increase their EPS.
right.
So yeah, I like this space. I think into this earnings season for China, this is going to be big. They're reporting, Alibaba's reporting May 14th. The expectations are very, very low. If Alibaba comes in a little bit higher than those estimates, then I think this one could end up making a run higher. And this is the monthly chart. You can see this thing is obviously like completely bombed out.
Wow. Yeah,
But these monthly candles, they are just kind of getting really tight and really
yeah,
quiet.
yeah,
And we have this low that we put in, and I believe this was late 2022, and we haven't revisited that low.
yeah. That has a look that it could come out of here.
So if we got even just like one of these bounce moves that it's had, over the last 2 years, that's a really significant move. So yeah, Alibaba right
And
now is
you're
the one
wrong
that
like 10
traded.
bucks lower. 10 bucks lower, you're out for a
Exactly.
stop, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You'd
yeah,
probably
this
don't even have to give it that low in 22. You could just give it the recent low that we've had, the low for the year in 24.
exactly. Yeah, this is a really, really tight range.
Yeah.
And that's
Does
the tip.
that, could do that in a day, right? So it's a tight
Exactly.
stop for the entry, and today's action looks good. Nice
Yeah,
look,
so
man.
I entered this one right over here.
I like your
Um,
thinking. Yeah.
yeah, and I ended up eating a drawdown immediately upon the entry.
Yeah.
But for this one, I'm using call options. So my stop is the premium paid. I have call options going out to September.
Oh,
And
plenty
depending
of
on how
time.
the action goes, I would actually consider rolling those call options out in time. But we'll see what happens. This right now is sort of like the theme that I'm really closely watching.
Okay. All right. What else? Overall view of the market. Correction going to continue, uh, or was that enough?
I think that was enough. Yeah, my view is like I just think there's so many people that are completely thinking about things the wrong way right now. So like we had a crazy rip in the markets for like 6 months straight. And we had so far this year three inflation prints that were hot. And that was really a big concern for me in the beginning of the year. Like these inflation numbers, they're not coming in the way the Fed wants them to. Um, and all we've gotten so far for the S&P 500, like after 6 months of running up, we have like a 4% dip off the highs, and now we're just kind of basing out. So to me, this is just normal market behavior. And I think like anyone that zooms out on the chart, like this behavior over here, it happens in the market, but this is like a gift from, the market gods. This over here, this is completely normal to get a pullback after that really big run. Um, and then if we look over here, like at crude oil, and we see what crude oil is doing, everyone now, right, they're worried about inflation. Like inflation's too high, but crude oil is starting to roll over. And we can see, yeah, back down into the 70s, and crude oil actually declined for the month of April. And we're going to be getting the April CPI report in 2 weeks. And so I think that CPI report could come out pretty light. And suddenly I think everyone that's, looking backwards at Q1 and now they're concerned about inflation, I think a lot of them could be wrong footed. It's like DBA, agriculture, also starting to break lower.
I
Commodities,
wonder
same
why,
thing.
because the grains are coming out of the hole. So it must be the what? Oh, well, cocoa collapsed after it was, talked about forever. And I don't know where the weakness in commodities are because it's not grains. You look at
Mm-mm.
beans, they're coming out of bases, all of them, wheat, corn, and beans.
Yeah, so I think there's that weakness in crude oil that's starting to come through, the weakness in
Oh, okay.
diesel.
All right.
Um,
Energy. All right.
yeah, there's a couple that are starting
Uranium.
to break.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
Kind of
we'll
looks
see.
like I should buy this stuff here pretty soon.
Could be. Yeah,
Looks
there's
like
a downside
ABC.
epoch.
That's what I'm looking for GDX to do, what you're looking at right now on DBA.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's sort of how I'm seeing
Well,
things.
you had TLT up, Andrew. What were you going to say about TLT?
Yeah, TLT. So my big trades that I have on right now are Alibaba and TLT. And so I
Okay.
really like what's going on in TLT right now because I'm monitoring the inflation reports.
Yeah.
And what's cool is for April, which is coming up, that CPI report's going to be released in 2 weeks. In April of 2023, we had a plus 0.4% month over month increase in inflation. So that
Yeah.
means that for this year, we have a nice comp to go up against for the year over year numbers.
Right.
So when I look at that comp, that's a really friendly comp to go up against. And then when I see those commodity prices that started to decline in April, I'm like, okay, this is pretty good right here. I'm liking this setup. And you can see TLT, even though everyone's like hysterical about inflation again now, TLT is starting to carve out a base. Even though
Yeah.
everyone was saying Powell was really hawkish yesterday, TLT ended up finishing out in positive territory. So yeah, I'm looking for in this space, I'm looking for that inflation print to come out light in 2 weeks, and that hopefully is a catalyst to move the TLT a bit higher.
Okay. All right. And what else is on the menu that you want to cover today?
Yeah, so other things on the menu, those are my big focus points.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
Another one that I currently have on the books, this NYCB. This thing is another completely bombed out stock. It's a regional bank.
Yeah.
Mnuchin and his company ended up stepping in and they made $1 billion investment into NYCB. So this is another one I'm looking at. I have a very small position in this one. We'll see how it goes. But for this one, I'm really just betting on the jockey. I think
Yeah.
Mnuchin is just like a
A
freaking evil
genius.
genius. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Why is
yeah,
he evil?
uh, maybe not evil, just like the dude's a shark. Maybe that's,
All
I
right.
think a
Yeah. That'd be
shark is a better word.
Yeah, he's a barracuda man. So, yeah, so I get it. So, Andrew, I like your work. And it's easy for people to understand, and you lay it out in real nice, clear, simple terms for them. People want to follow you, and are interested in getting involved with you. Best way for them to do so.
Yeah, best way is visiting pristinecapital.substack.com. So I write an evening research note every single day. I put out work on the weekend as well. And then I'm also on Twitter, so they can feel free to visit me there as well at Real Pristine Cap.
You want to show your website?
Yeah, sure. Yes, let's pull it up over here. Yeah, right over here. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, so this is over here on our Substack. So yeah, we have the daily trading analysis, and then we also have our long-term investing program as well, which is all ETFs.
Are you an RIA?
No, I do
Okay.
research And then I'm a competitive trader. I do the US Investing Championship. So I'm
Right.
competing again in 2024.
Okay. And do people subscribe, or this is all free?
Yeah, they can subscribe. There's a free version. I try to put as much on the free as I can. Then there's also a premium version. I share like what I'm trading and just a lot more in-depth analysis. So yeah, either way, I never like to pressure people or hard sell them. But
Yeah.
yeah, feel free to come on, visit me over here. That'll be awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Andrew. Andrew. He's a hunter. He's a trade hunter, and I like the China idea. And you like to look for things that aren't crowded. That I've noticed,
Exactly.
and longs and TLT and buying China is not a crowded trade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rooting for you to be a champion. Don't forget us when you're famous.
Oh
All
man,
right,
never.
you promise, and you know I hope you have a nice quarter coming up here, Andrew,
Thank you
and
so
we'll
much,
talk.
Dale. You
Yeah, we'll
too.
talk. Yeah, we'll talk again in the summer. So I'm a fan.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for everyone tuning in. I really appreciate it.
All right, so check them out. And guys, you could join the team in about 20 minutes. And on X, it's at Real Pristine Cap for you to find Andrew. And that's a wrap, guys. Good luck today. Good hunting. And we'll be here live for the number. Save some energy and powder for tomorrow. And don't just count your pips, count your bloods. Hey, David, what do you mean China has left the London bank trade? What's that mean? You have a quick explanation for that announcement? See the link they pulled out. You mean they pulled all their gold out of London, bringing it back to Beijing? Anyway, okay. So everyone have a great day. See you tomorrow. Adios.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Forex Analytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.